Chapter 5. Working with Controls. A control is an object that can be drawn on a form object to enable or enhance user interaction with an application. Every Visual Basic control consists of three important elements: properties, which describe the object; methods cause an object to do something; and events happen when an object does something. Control properties. Controls have properties that define aspects, their appearance, such as position, size, and color. You can set the properties of the controls in the Properties window at design time, or you can set the properties using code. Every object, such as a form or control, has a set of properties that describe it. Although this set isn't identical for all objects, some properties, such as those listed in the table below, are common to most controls. You can see every design time property for a given control by looking at the Properties window. Let's look to some common control properties. Property. Description. Back color. Specifies the background color of the control. Border style. Generally specifies whether or not a control has a border. Text. The string of text that is to be displayed in the control. Enabled. Determines whether or not the control can respond to user-generated events. Font. For controls displaying text, specifies the font, name, style, size, etc. to be applied to the displayed text. Forecolor. Specifies the color of text or graphics to be displayed in the control. Height. Specifies the height of the control in pixel. Left. Specifies the distance in pixels between the internal left edge of a control and the left edge of its container. Name. The string value used to refer to the control in code. Image. Specifies the graphic to be displayed in the control. Tab index. Specifies the tab order of a control within its parent form. Tab stop. Specifies whether or not the user can use the tab key to give focus to the control. Tag. A string containing extra data associated with the control. Top. Specifies the distance in pixels between the internal top edge of a control and the top edge of its container. Visible. Specifies whether the control is visible or hidden. Width. Specifies the width of the control in pixels. Common events of Visual Basic controls. Events happen in around your program. For example, when a user clicks a button, many events occur, such as the mouse button is pressed, the command button in your program is clicked, and then the mouse button is released. Again, not all controls have the same events, but some events are shared by many controls. These events occur as a result of some specific user action, such as moving the mouse, pressing a key on the keyboard, or clicking a text box. Events common to most VB controls are described in the table below. Event. Occurs when text changed. The user modifies text in a combo box or text box. Click. The user clicks the primary mouse button on an object. Double click. The user double clicks the primary mouse button on an object. Drag drop. The user drags an object to another location. Got focus. An object receives focus. Key down. The user presses a keyboard key while an object has focus. Key press. The user presses and releases a keyboard key while an object has focus. Key up. The user releases a keyboard key while an object has focus. Lost focus. An object loses focus. Mouse down. The user presses any mouse button while the mouse pointer is over an object. Mouse move. The user moves the mouse pointer over an object. Mouse up. The user releases any mouse button while the mouse pointer is over an object. Controls. Three of the most basic controls involved in building an interface are buttons, text boxes, and labels. We have already learnt the uses of these controls. Now, let's take a look on another controls and their functions. Picture box. The picture box is one of the controls that is used to handle graphics. You can load a picture at design phase by clicking on the picture property in the Properties window and select the picture from the selected folder. You can also load the picture at runtime using the load picture method. For example, the statement will load the picture flower.bmp into the picture box. Picture 1. Picture equal to load picture, bracket open, double quotes open, C colon slash VB program slash images slash flower.bmp, double quotes closed, bracket closed. The image in the picture box is not resizable. The image box. The image box is another control that handles images and pictures. It functions almost identically to the picture box. However, there is one major difference. The image in an image box is stretchable, which means it can be resized. This feature is not available in the picture box. Similar to the picture box, it can also use the load picture method to load the picture. For example, the statement loads the picture flower.bmp into the image box. Image 1. Picture equal to load picture, bracket open, C colon slash VB program slash images slash flower.bmp, double quotes closed, bracket closed. The list box. The function of the list box is to present a list of items where the user can click and select the items from the list. In order to add items to the list, we can use the list property in the Properties window or add item method in the code window. For example, if you wish to add a number of items to list box 1, you can key in the following statements. Private subform underscore load. List 1. Add item, lesson 1. List 1. Add item, lesson 2. List 1. Add item, lesson 3. List 1. Add item, lesson 4. End sub. The items in the list box can be identified by the list index property. The value of the list index for the first item is 0, the second item has a list index 1 and the third item has a list index 2 and so on. The combo box. The function of the combo box is also to present a list of items where the user can click and select the items from the list. However, the user needs to click on the small arrowhead on the right of the combo box to see the items which are presented in a drop-down list. In order to add items to the list, you can also use list property from the Properties window or the add item method from the code window. For example, if you wish to add a number of items to combo box 1, you can key in the following statements. Private subform underscore load. Combo 1. Add item, item 1. Combo 1. Add item, item 2. Combo 1. Add item, item 3. Combo 1. Add item, item 4. End sub. The checkbox. The checkbox control lets the user select or unselect an option. When the checkbox is checked, its value is set to 1 and when it is unchecked, the value is set to 0. You can include the statements check1.value equal to 1 to mark the checkbox and check1.value equal to 0 to unmark the checkbox, as well as use them to initiate certain actions. For example, in below program, if user checked Apple checkbox, message box will appear with the message Apple is selected. And if you checked orange checkbox, orange is selected, message will appear. If you checked both checkboxes, message will show all are selected. Private subcommand 1 underscore click. If check1.value equal to 1 and check2.value equal to 0, then message box Apple is selected. Else if check2.value equal to 1 and check1.value equal to 0, then message box orange is selected. Else message box all are selected. And if and sub. The option box. The option box control also lets the user select one of the choices. However, two or more option boxes must work together because as one of the option boxes is selected, the other option boxes will be unselected. In fact, only one option box can be selected at one time. When an option box is selected, its value is set to true, and when it is unselected, its value is set to false. In the following example, the shape control is placed in the form together with 6 option boxes. When the user clicks on different option boxes, different shapes will appear. The values of the shape control are 0, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, which will make it appear as a rectangle, a square, circle, an oval shape, a rounded rectangle and a rounded square respectively. Private sub option 1 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 0. End sub. Private sub option 2 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 1. End sub. Private sub option 3 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 2. End sub. Private sub option 4 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 3. End sub. Private sub option 5 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 4. End sub. Private sub option 6 underscore click. Shape 1 dot shape equal to 5. End sub. The drive list box. The drive list box is for displaying a list of drives available in your computer. When you place this control into the form and run the program, you will be able to select different drives from your computer as shown in the figure. The directory list box. The directory list box is for displaying the list of directories or folders in a selected drive. When you place this control into the form and run the program, you will be able to select different directories from a selected drive in your computer as shown in figure. The file list box. The file list box is for displaying the list of files in a selected directory or folder. When you place this control into the form and run the program, you will be able to show the list of files in a selected directory as shown in figure. Quick review. A control is an object that can be drawn on a form object to enable or enhance user interaction with an application. Controls have properties that define aspects, their appearance, such as position, size, and color. Buttons, text boxes and labels are the basic controls. Events happen in around your program. The picture box is one of the controls that is used to handle graphics. The image in an image box is stretchable, which means it can be resized, whereas the image in the picture box is not resizable. The list box is to present a list of items. The checkbox control lets the user select or unselect an option. The option box control also lets the user